Hello, it is FMC. I'm Jeremy. That is SP3. It's Tuesday. It's first morning coffee. Got my coffee right here. You got coffee, SP3? What are you drinking?
No, the missus just came back from the park with the kids, so I don't have any drink right now. I might have to text her like I need some water.
Okay, you gotta at least get some water going, man. Gotta at least get some water going. I forgot it's not like early there, but
No,
it's
I
always
woke
early.
up at like 5 a.m. your time, and
Oh,
my daughter and son woke up around like 4 a.m. your time, which is 9 a.m. here. Which is good for them. They're usually up at like 2 to 3 a.m. your time, and they slept till like 9 a.m. here. So, and it's about 1:05 right now. So,
I mean, I didn't go to bed until about 2 a.m. So I was up. I was up late last night. We'll talk about. I think most people might know why, but we'll talk about why when Caden joins us a little bit later on. And if he doesn't join us for some reason, I'll talk about it later. The NBA Finals are underway. SP3, the Boston Celtics, the Golden State Warriors. This series is over. Warriors in 5. This is
wow,
over.
you're calling it. You're
Yeah,
calling it. I
over.
mean, to be fair, Boston has only played better than the Warriors for one quarter. It
Yep.
seems like they it was like very even matchup the first half of game one. Warriors came out and had their typical third quarter in game one, and then Al Horford, your boy, the
Bounce
Thunder,
pass legend, OKC
O-
legend. Yep.
OKC legend came out and had a blazing fourth quarter in game one. I think they beat them like 40-14 in game one in the fourth quarter. It was ridiculous. And then game two, man, Steph just attacked their bigs. Like their bigs could not handle Steph. I've never seen that big of a 29-point game. A 29-point game for Steph Curry is modest at best. But this was the most effective 29 points I've ever seen him get.
He was better in game one than he was in game two. I mean, that
Yeah,
first quarter he had in game one was, I mean, like peak Steph Curry stuff. He was better
absolutely.
in game one, but game two, they were better on the whole, especially defensively. I mean, they completely shut down everything the Celtics wanted to do. Game one, look, the Boston Celtics made shots. You can't take that away from them. There was no chance. Love Al Horford, OKC legend. There was no chance Al Horford, Derek White, and Marcus Smart were going to shoot 80% from three, and they were going to shoot 50% from three as a team the entire game. Like the level of shot making they were hitting in that fourth quarter was outrageous. It was never really sustainable. And it showed in game two. Game two wasn't really close. For the first half, it was.
Yeah,
Warriors
but
did their thing
they
in the
did
third
their
quarter.
their
And
third
then,
quarter thing, and it was over, and
yeah,
they couldn't repeat what they did in game one. So I understand if there's people out there like man, the Warriors have beaten them 7 out of the 8 quarters, so they think it's going to be a 5 game series. But I'll give Boston; they're going to get at least one in Boston. So that's why I think I'm going to stand by my pre-finals prediction of Warriors in six.
I actually don't think it's over. I'm being a hot take artist. I think Boston will they'll get at least one in Boston. I'm pretty confident about that. Jason Tatum's got to play better. They're turning him into a playmaker, which is what you want to do. You want to try to limit his scoring and force the ball out of his hands, force other guys to hit shots. In game one, fourth quarter, they did that. Game two, they didn't really do it. Tatum's got to find a way to get going offensively, whether it's creating off of his own or whether it's finding different ways to get him involved in the offense to where the ball isn't in hand. Get him on some pen downs, get him on some screens, get him some easy baskets, something to get him going a little bit because he's the guy that's really got to step up and shoulder some of the scoring load because Jaylen Brown is a little inconsistent. And the rest of the guys, they're not going to create a ton of their own offense. So Tatum's got to find a way to get going. Boston's defense has got to be better. They gave up 120 in game two. They were on pace to give up 120 in game one if it wasn't for the Warriors just going completely cold in the fourth quarter. Their defense, which has been, the best in the league since January, has not been good in the finals. They got to figure something out to where they can somehow slow the Warriors down because right now the Warriors they're doing fine offensively. They look very comfortable offensively. They're getting pretty much anything they want. And if the Celtics defense, which has carried them for the second half of the season and into the playoffs, if they can't stop the Warriors, they really have no shot because their offense definitely does not have the firepower to keep pace with the Warriors.
No, not at all. They just have more firepower, and especially their benches. I mean, the Warriors have Jordan Poole, like a 6-man of the year candidate. They got Gary Payton the second, who plays very well off the bench. So yeah, the Warriors just have more in the tank, more firepower, more guys that can create shots. And yeah, the Celtics, I mean, they got Grant Williams who can get hot. But even like guys like, Otto Porter, he only had 3 points in game 2, but he was like setting some great screens for Steph Curry and getting him like wide open. That one shot in the third quarter where he shot it from like Mars. And like I was just like, what? I was like, you can't. There's no defense for this when he's gonna shoot the ball like that. There is just nothing you can do. So they have to figure out a way to kind of change the way Steph Curry's been playing in these first 2 games. Of course, being on the road has always been a difficult thing for Steph Curry. It seems like in the NBA Finals. So we'll see what happens in Game 3. But it's very interesting where this series is at. It's 1-1, but a lot of people are saying like the Warriors have won 7 of the 8 quarters. So this series, a lot of people feel like even if they were going for Boston before the final started, a lot of people are switching bandwagons and jumping onto the Warriors right now.
I don't want to overreact to 2 games because I think after game 1, people may have overreacted. After game 1, I kind of felt like it was Thunder Heat all over again because I remember that series very well. OKC won game 1 without Kevin Durant, like even playing, or Kevin Durant played. James Harden did not play well in that game. And as we learned, James Harden just doesn't play well in the playoffs.
This is the thing, ladies
I
and gentlemen.
I was trying not to. Bye. Love you. I was trying not to out her as she tried to leave, and then I couldn't because I had to say bye.
There you go. That's love, people. Look at the love in his eyes.
So, yeah, as we learned, James Harden just doesn't play well in the playoffs. But James Harden didn't play well in game 1. And as a Thunder fan, I was like, oh, man, we won game 1 without Harden playing well. Like, this is a good sign. Like, Harden's he's going to get better. He's going to play better easily. And then he just never did. I kind of feel like it's similar here of where Boston won game 1. If you're a Boston fan, you're thinking, oh, man, we won game 1 without Tatum playing well. Tatum's going to play better. He just is. It's going to be fine. What if Jason Tatum just doesn't play better? Like the Warriors have been here before. They know, look, Jason Tatum at this stage of his career is a better player than James Harden was at that stage of his career. That was 6-man James Harden.
Yeah.
Like he did not turn into the elite offensive player that he is now. He was not at that level yet. But it's just very possible that it's the first finals for the Celtics. They're still a young team. They have not been in this spot before. So it's very possible that Tatum just doesn't get to that level in this series and they can't do anything about it. Like he just completely bottled up because the Warriors defense, they played excellent defense on him. They haven't been able to target the matchups they want to as much. They're trying to go after Steph. Steph's been playing very hard defense. They try to go after Jordan Poole. They've been able to torch Jordan Poole whenever he's on, but Draymond is playing out of his mind defensively. And then as a team, they're doing a great job on Jason Tatum. I don't want to just overreact to 2 games. I do think Boston ends up getting 1 in Boston. I do think this series, like now, I think I picked Boston in 7. Now I'm kind of leaning towards Warriors in 6. And next week, assuming the series is still on, which it probably will be because these games are every 3 days right now.
I don't know. I don't get that. I never get that with the NBA. Yeah, I get it. Like they're West Coast to East Coast, but.
There's no reason.
I remember when the NBA Finals was like 2 days off.
Yeah.
2 days off, and then you come back. They're messing with the dynamite ratings as well. I know we don't talk over it.
Get out. No, get out of here. Nope. Who cares about that? What they're messing with is just my scheduling. I don't understand why there was a 2-day break between 1 and 2 because they were still in Golden State for that. There was no reason to do that. And then it messed up the scheduling overall because game 3 is tomorrow, Wednesday. Game 4 is Friday, so it's only 1 day break. But then game 5 is Monday. You're losing a Saturday, Sunday game. you would think
Exactly.
you would want a prime time Saturday or Sunday game. So that's why I don't understand the scheduling is why didn't you have just a 1 day break between 1 and 2, then do the 2 days? Then you could get a Saturday primetime game. Now we've got like maybe no sports on the weekend. I mean, I know there's like baseball, and I'm sure there's some other stuff that other people care about, but we're not going to have any basketball. We're not going to have the finals game on a primetime Saturday or Sunday spot, which you would think they would want. So very strange scheduling by the NBA.
Hey, it's the NBA. They're known for strange scheduling. I will never get over the fact after we won our championship, the Lakers in 2020, we only had 2 months off before we had to defend our
That was
championship.
COVID.
I don't
What are you going to
care.
do? Blame them
I
for
don't care.
COVID?
I don't care. It should have started in January. Forget it. Oh, we won a Christmas Day game.
You know
won
why
a
that
Christmas
was.
Day
You know who to blame
game.
for that. You know who to blame for that.
I blamed him for that. I blamed LeBron for that. He was okay with that. I was like, "What are you talking about?" And you paid the price for that. And then all of a sudden, midway through the season, he was like, "Yeah, it was in hindsight, it was a mistake." Well, duh. Could have told you that. Why don't people listen to me? People need to listen to me. I need to be a part of these meetings for scheduling for the NBA.
LeBron's gonna do what LeBron wants to do. That's your guy. That's your guy. If he says, "Hey, let's start the league this right now," they're gonna say, "Okay, LeBron, whatever you want." LeBron wanted to get an extra year in. He's old. He's old, man. He couldn't afford this rest. He want to hang out with them kids.
He wanted to make
Pandemic?
Space Jam 2. Come on.
Yeah,
He wanted to
he
do
did want to make
that.
The pandemic. He's like, I gotta get out of here, man. These kids are driving me crazy. I gotta get back on the court. All right. Yeah, LeBron and his great ideas. Probably try to trade somebody. Probably try to trade somebody to get the league started sooner. What do you think of the Lakers' new head coach? You excited?
Darvin Ham? Absolutely. Yeah. I'm gonna predict it here if I haven't already. Anthony Davis is going to be in the top 5 in MVPs. Darvin Ham is known for having MVP candidates under his coaching. Yes.
No.
Anthony
Let's
Davis.
take this. I'll take this bet right now.
Top 5 MVP candidate. I'm not saying he's going to win MVP. I'm saying he's going to be in the top 5.
I'll take this bet right now. What are we betting?
Well, I will do a PowerPoint presentation about
this has become PowerPoint presentations
about how the OKC Thunder is going to win a championship in 2024.
We're gonna get Wanabayu, and I think it's how you say his name. I should probably learn if he's gonna be
Victor Wembanyama.
Wembanyama, that's who. That's how you say it. Thank you. We're gonna get Holmgren in a month or so. I think the draft is like the end of the month, actually. So yeah, it's coming up. It's coming up quickly. We're gonna get him in a couple weeks. So we might.
When's that? That's on a Thursday, right?
I don't know. Let me see when the NBA draft is.
We might have to go back to Fridays, just that one week. Fine. That one week, just to do a post draft show.
We might have to do. I don't know if you're going to still be in. Are you still going to be in the UK at that time?
I'm hoping not at that.
It's June 23rd. It's June 23rd. It's actually like 2 weeks. 2 weeks from Thursday.
Okay.
Are you gonna still be?
I'm hoping not, but that depends on the airlines. The airlines can get back to me and wifey.
Okay, so here's the deal. If you are not in the UK, or even if you are, if you're up, we will do – it shouldn't be an issue. The only issue might be if there's a Stanley Cup final game that night, that's going to take priority. And I'm not doing this when Cup finals on. If the Cup final is not on, we'll do watch along for not the entire draft. We'll do watch along for like first 10 picks.
The lottery, yeah.
Maybe like the lottery. Yeah. I mean, OKC. Yeah, because OKC is 12th pick as well. So yeah, exactly. we'll do watch along for the lottery. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. As long as it works out with your schedule and you're not up at 5 a.m. to try to do this thing.
Yeah, even if I'm in the UK, I think I'll ask wifey ahead of time. Be like, can I do my moderate voice like how I was on Spotlight with you guys, like with my sexy voice. So
So yeah, as long as it works out with your schedule being in the UK, and as long as it works out to where there's no Stanley Cup final game that night, because I'm not doing a watch along while my team's playing in the Cup final. Trying to watch the NBA draft, that ain't gonna go well at all. So there you go, everybody. Potential draft watch along Thursday, June 23rd, if everything works out. So yeah, the NBA Finals. Warriors in 5, Warriors in 4. They're gonna retroactively win Game 1. I don't know how.
That. Like the fourth quarter doesn't count.
Yeah, the fourth quarter doesn't count. My friend Simmer, always had this thing of like, what if you played the game in reverse? Like, how does this work? So the Celtics just jump out to a 40-18 lead, and then it goes from there. Like, does this make the game more exciting? It ends the same way. He's like, no, but then the momentum changes and all this stuff. He's just talking about playing the games in reverse. Like, it doesn't change anything, Sammer.
It doesn't. It doesn't at all. But hey, that's a fair how the momentum would shift if Celtics would have got out to a 40-18 lead instead of winning the fourth quarter 40-18. It'd be completely different. But yeah, I think the Warriors are good to go. We'll see what happens Game 3. Game 3 may change our mind, and we'll be talking something different next week.
All right, let's go back to the coach for the Lakers, John's Ham brother. Anthony Davis is not finishing top 5 MVP. Anthony Davis is going to play enough games to be top 5 MVP. Are you kidding me?
He will play 70 to 75 games and be a top 5 MVP candidate.
Absolutely not. This is the dumbest thing you've ever said on this show.
I am a believer. This is the last year for me to have belief and faith in Anthony Davis. If he lets me down on this, then you will never hear me say another good word about Anthony Davis, despite him playing in a Laker jersey for another year or two. I don't care. If he lets me down here, I'll let him go. But 70 to 75, at the very least, 65 games.
Absolutely not. There's no way. He's finishing top 5 MVPs. He's not going to play the games. He's not. This man has never stayed healthy. They got to figure out what to do with Westbrook. I don't think Davis is going to get, because they're going to have to utilize Westbrook more or differently, and that's probably going to take away something from Davis. It's not happening. He's not finishing top. LeBron might finish top 5.
Luka Doncic, Joel Embiid, Giannis, Jokic, AD.
No, get out of here.
That's your top 5. Luka, I'm not gonna say he's gonna win MVP. I think Luka Doncic is gonna win MVP next year. But that's their top 5.
No, absolutely not. Here's a question for you. My friend Sammer and I were talking about all-time legacy ranking. Let's say the Warriors win this title. Okay, legacy ranking. Who are you putting higher, Draymond Green or Anthony Davis?
Draymond Green.
Okay.
Based on Draymond Green is this generation's Dennis Rodman.
That's fair. That's very
fair. As a defensive player on a championship dynasty team, he's this generation's Dennis Rodman in a lot of different ways. So Anthony Davis won championship does not equate to Draymond Green getting 4 as the glue and the best defensive player on this Warriors dynasty. I did go out of your way. If you didn't watch last week's show is a must watch to hear our top 5s in every position. That was a good conversation that we had. Our top 10 all time, and where Steph Curry ranks as far as he's in the top 15 all time right now before championship number 4, which I think is going to happen.
I said Draymond as well, legacy. If I'm starting a team like peak Anthony Davis, you can just do more than Draymond Green. Because Draymond, and you got to have the right guys around him for him to succeed. If that's the best player on your team, you're not going very far. No. If Anthony Davis is your best player, you can at least maybe make the playoffs, although he didn't prove that a ton of times. I'm glad you said Draymond. I really thought you were going to go Lakers bias and just say Anthony Davis there. So I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for that one after you made the dumbest comment you've ever made on this show.
I am nothing but honest, and that's why people should believe me when I say Anthony Davis under Darvin Ham is going to be a top 5 MVP candidate. I'm dead serious. Yeah, I'm gonna be insufferable. If the first month of the year he's in the top 5, I don't care. I'm holding on to that. Then I'm gonna be like, if it wasn't for the injury, he would be.
Yeah. He's not finishing top 5. No. The other question my friend asked me: legacy, Draymond Green, Manu Ginobili.
Ooh, that's a better question. Ooh, that is a good question. I'm gonna go Draymond Green though.
See, I went Manu.
I'm gonna go Draymond Green because I had to. The question that came to my mind was which team could win a championship without one of those players, and I feel like the Spurs could win a championship without Manu Ginobili, and did win a championship without Manu Ginobili. While Draymond, I don't think the Warriors would win a championship without
they had
Draymond
David
Green.
Robinson on that team that they won without Manu. That's a big difference.
Of course. I mean, one of the championships that they got with Manu was with David Robinson. It was at the tail end of his career.
Yeah.
I think it was his final season, but still, I think that Dre, and it was a lockout season. I'll never forget that. I'm like Phil Jackson. I still put the asterisks. I don't put an asterisk on the 2020 Lakers championship.
No, that's the Mickey Mouse ring.
I put an asterisk on 1999 because they had to verse an 8th seed Knicks, and the Knicks is never going to win a championship. Come on, it's the Knicks.
Yeah, the Knicks aren't going to win a championship. That's very true, actually.
It's the Knicks.
I went Manu. I went Manu over Draymond. Maybe because I just dislike Draymond as a personality. Like when he does podcasts and he's on television stuff, he's very good. As a player, he just annoys the shit out of me. He picked up that tech in game 2, and he's like, "Well, I can get away with anything now because they ain't kicking me out." So yeah, he just annoys me. I went Manu though. I think that Manu is. I think he was a little bit more important than Draymond to those teams. I think he's a better player than Draymond, and that's
fair.
Is kind of swaying me as well. I mean, the ring total is Manu's got what, 4? 4 or 5?
Yeah, he's got 4, I believe. He's got 4 because Duncan has 5.
So. Right, so he's got 4, and then if Draymond wins a 4th, so the rings are even. Like the All-Stars, the All-NBA stuff, that's kind of a wash. It's very close. I just went Manu.
It's like I said, I feel like Draymond is the glue of that Warriors team. So the Warriors can't win a championship without Draymond Green. So that's why, legacy-wise, that's what I thought we were talking about. Legacy-wise, I put Draymond ahead of Manu. But I will say, Manu Ginobili, he might be the greatest 6th man of all time.
Oh, he 100% is. I mean, who else is there? Jamal Crawford? I know Jamal Crawford won the award about 13 times, but...
Yo, you can't mess with Jamal Crawford with those
I like Jamal Crawford.
Yeah, oh my crossover. God, I love Jamal Crawford. I've loved Jamal Crawford since he was on the Baby Bulls, man. Like, those Baby Bulls.
Jamal Crawford is a bucket, okay? As the kids like to say. He's a bucket, but 6th man of the year just goes for the best scorer off the bench. That's what it is. Manu, the fact that he, spent the majority of his career as a 6th man. I mean, the year he started, he was an all-star. Like the 2 years that he started, he was an all-star. So if this man had actually started more and just got those minutes and everything, he probably would have just been more of an all-star than a 2-time all-star. But yeah, 6th man of the year, it's 100% Manu. And this is why when Harden wanted to be traded, because he didn't want to be a 6th man, the thing is who cares if you're starting or not? It matters if you're closing. That's what really matters. Are you on the floor at the end of the game? Because that's what everybody remembers. Man, if you're coming off the bench and you can play against other bench players and just dominate those guys, good. Help the team. Just help the team.
He could have been the next Manu. A lot of people compared him to that when he was on OKC, and he didn't want that. He wanted to be a Jordan instead of a Manu. So more power to him. I
Okay,
respect
so
him.
so here's the other question my friend asked me. Legacy ranking. And I thought this one was interesting. And you'll get why. Harden or Manu?
Manu.
Okay, so I would go Manu as well, but it really depends if you're weighing individual versus team. Because
Yeah,
individual, like Harden has scoring titles, he's got MVPs, like individual awards, he's racked those up. He's got a bunch of All-Stars, a bunch of All NBAs and stuff. But Manu, of course, has 4 rings. So I mean, those 4 rings they're gonna count for something, right?
yeah.
So it depends on if you're looking at like individual or team success. And I weigh team success more than I'm going to weigh individual success. And especially when you're still an important piece. I'm not putting like Robert Ory over James Harden or anything just because Robert Ory's got 18 rings because he hit some big shots and everything. But like
Big shot Bob.
Manu was a big part of the Spurs. I mean, he was part of the big three there. I would go Manu as well, but I'd be interested to see the people who say Harden because then that's the argument where you're really seeing, okay, you value more singular awards than you value titles, which I don't think is wrong, honestly.
No,
Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that if that's what you're going to value. It's just not my values when it comes to this stuff.
it's kind of like what we were discussing like last week, like when we talked about like two guards, and I said I put Allen Iverson at like number 3 or number 4 all time in two guards, and there was some people that was like Clyde Drexler. Clyde Drexler has 2 championships. He had some All NBA, but really, it's if you put Clyde ahead of Allen Iverson, you are valuing championships over individual impact or on the game. So I can understand if somebody would do that, but me personally, I like to say that it's a balance of everything. And the fact that Manu won 4 championships is considered by many to be the greatest 6-man, greatest bench player of all time. Yeah, I kind of have to value that over James Harden, who went out of his way to get those individual accomplishments. Like he could have re-signed and stayed with the Thunder and really built that dynasty. And you guys we'd be talking about the Thunder probably winning the championships in the
No,
2010s at some point. They would have won it at some point.
no,
At some point. If y'all had James Harden,
no.
y'all not going up 3-1 against the Warriors and losing.
Yeah,
Y'all
we are.
probably win that series. Y'all will
Yeah, we are.
probably win that
No,
series and
no,
probably beat the Cavs.
no. We wouldn't have won the series. We would never won a title. None of my teams are ever going to win a title, SP3. Many times I'll tell you this. None of these teams are ever going to win a title. They're always going to let me down. Just like John Martin says. Going on, guys. Avs defying Jeremy's pessimism. We're in the Stanley Cup Finals, SP3. The Colorado Avalanche are in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Wow. See, all you didn't need any of these players, McKinnon, all these people. You didn't need, to watch all these games and get stressed out. All you needed
Oh, boy.
was the SP3 touch. Ever since I said that, tell me I'm wrong. Ever since I said that, y'all been smooth sailing ever since.
I made the bet that completely blew up in my face that the Suns would lose 4 games or less on the way to the finals. Okay, Caden is about to be here. The Avs have lost 2 games going into the finals. They swept the first round, they lost 2 games in the second round, and they swept the conference finals. I don't know what to think about this team because as people have learned about me, I'm very pessimistic when it comes to this stuff. I'll tell some stories here. While we wait on Caden, because the fiance, this is our first year dealing with me in this state. Like I told her when we first started dating, I was like, sports Jeremy's just the worst. Okay, like this is the person you're gonna have to put up with. Like he's the absolute worst version of me. I'm not fun to be around. I'm just constantly agitated. Game days after games, it's not. Oh, we're 100% getting swept in the finals. Are you kidding me? Definitely. We're gonna lose in 3. We're gonna get so badly beaten in the first 3. We're not playing game 4. Of course.
It's a 4. Y'all lose the Stanley Cup Finals by forfeit.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, I told her sports Jeremy is just the worst person to be around. It's not fun. And she's learned this. She's very much learned this through the play. Keep in mind, we've lost 2 games all playoffs. And the first round, I was fine. Like, first round, we're facing an overmatched team. It's fine. Second round, I was awful. Last round, I was awful, and we swept it. We swept this. We won game 3. We scored a late goal, like 7 minutes to go, and we scored to make it 3-2. We held on. We ended up winning. And like a minute after the game, she just looks at me and she's like, "Why are you angry?" And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "You seem mad that you guys won." I was like, "Well, yeah, we're only up 3-0. Like, I don't have anything to celebrate right now." I'm just like, "Here's Kaden." Okay, let's put up the penalty box graphic if I can find it. Boom, there we go.
There it
is.
is.
Shout out to Romeo for the penalty box graphic. There's Kaden. Kaden, how are you?
I'm good. We finally had a good hockey game last night.
It was fine. All right. So as I was saying, as I was saying about my mood when it comes to this stuff. I told her there's 2 stages of me when it comes to sports. There's misery, which is how I'm feeling all throughout the game. I'm miserable. I don't care what the score is. I'm miserable. And there's pre-misery, which is how I'm feeling when the game is not on. I'm just pre-miserable all day, even after the game. There's misery and pre-misery. That's the 2 stages of sports, Jeremy, during the playoffs. That's it. Yesterday's game, last night's game. I texted my friend, I texted Sammer just before the game. I said, Edmonton's going to get a bunch of power plays because their coach is complaining about the penalties and all this stuff. So they're just going to get a bunch of power plays. And that's exactly what happened. Avs fell behind 3-1 after 2, cut it to 3-2 very early in the third. They fell behind 4-2. I turned the game off. I was so irritated. I turned the game off at 4-2. I was like, this don't happen tonight. Turned on Raw. Fucking Raw. Watching Otis and whatever he was doing. I don't even remember. I don't remember who was facing. Sure. I was watching that segment. I checked my phone and I checked the score and I'm just like, fuck. And fiance's like, what's wrong? I was like, yeah, Avs tied it. It's 4-4. I was angry that they tied it because I knew I had to turn the game back on because if it's tied at 4, I got to watch at that point. But I questioned myself. I was like, do I turn this game back on? Like, we've tied it. So, like, should I turn the game back on? Or should I just let it roll out because they've played well when I'm not watching? This is all the superstitions right here. I turned it back on. We made it 5-4 with like 5 minutes to go. And I was like, this is going to be the longest 5 minutes of my life. Edmonton tied it with like 3 minutes to go. I was very angry. And then it goes to overtime. I'm just super irritated and agitated. I just said to her, I was like, I just want it over quickly. Just end this game quickly, and I'll be very happy. They scored like a minute and a half into overtime. The Avs did. And they scored a minute and a half into overtime. Then they reviewed it to take all the celebration out of things because you can't have a good hockey goal without a review. The rules analyst, he actually said, oh, shit. And he acted like this is a big deal on TNT. I was like, do you hear what they say on AEW Dynamite? They're throwing out words all the time. Like, it's fine. You can say shit on TNT. It's not a big deal. I was very excited. I actually experienced a little bit of joy last night after the game. I think I'm going to Colorado for game 2. I'm going to hang out with Will Washington. I'm going to go to – I will tell my Colorado misery story maybe next week on the show, assuming I get everything booked and it goes ahead. I will explain the last time I went to Colorado and was scheduled to go to an Avalanche game. That never happened. SP3, we're in the Stanley Cup final. I'm going to be the games don't start till like another 10 days or some shit forever. I'll be fine the next 10 days. I'll be good. I don't have anything to worry about. I'm going to be a train wreck after that.
I'm just waiting for my thank you. Ever since I put the touch on it, it's the Laker gold. It's the gold and purple touch.
Yeah, how's that working out?
Hey, we got a championship in the last couple of years. I can't ask for more than that.
Fair, John Marson. That's my secret sports share result. It's true. It's very true. I say thank you to the fiance after every single game, and we win these games. mind you. I say just thank you for putting up with me because I know I suck as a person during these moments. I'm horrible. I'm miserable to be around. I don't know why she puts up with me. I don't know how she puts up with me. It's love, bless her, but I'm miserable to be around during these moments. Caden, what do you have from the hockey? Don't praise my hockey team, please.
Okay, so all I'm going to say is with the Avalanche, Arturi Lehkonen scored the game winner in overtime. That is the second year in a row where he has scored an overtime game winner to send his team to the Stanley Cup final. He was required by the Avalanche from the Montreal Canadiens at the trade deadline, and that's proving to be probably one of the best trade deadline acquisitions of any team.
Joe Sakic doing the Lord's work with the trade deadline. He said, fuck them picks, just like the Los Angeles Rams. Nathan McKinnon said last night, he said, I'd give up 10 first-round picks for Lehkonen. Look, that's a little excessive, but that's the mindset you got to have when you're this close and everything. Fuck them picks. Go get these players. Lehkonen's been great. Manson's been great. Cogliano, he got banged up last night, but he's been very good. Nico Sturm, he's been kind of in and out. But Lehkonen and Manson have been very good for this team. Fuck them picks. Go get these players.
Yeah, Edmonton had a disappointing round, but I think it really came down to Draisaitl had a lot of injuries.
That dude, even on one ankle, one leg.
4 assists.
That guy's scared. Him and McDavid. I know that everyone says, oh, Edmonton's got a deeper team and stuff. Every time they were on the ice, I was so scared. They're so good. Just so good.
Yeah. Well, moving over to New York and Tampa, this series has been extremely boring.
Come on. Game 3 was really fun.
It was fine. Like, Game 1 was a complete blowout. Game 2 was closer, but I didn't think Tampa ever really had a shot in that one. And then Game 3, it was a little better, but even then, I didn't really care. I don't know.
You're a
why.
hater. You're a hater, Caden. That's why. SP3, is it Romeo? He's a Rangers fan, right?
Yeah, he's a big Ranger fan.
If by chance, which there's a decent chance, the Rangers make the Cup final, is Romeo? I don't know Romeo that well. We talk a little bit on Twitter, but I don't know him that well. Is he gonna be a dick when it comes to sports? Like if we have him on, is he gonna talk shit and everything?
He might. He's a Knicks fan. I mean, Knicks fans are the worst sports fans.
Am I gonna block him on Twitter?
Rangers fans will talk shit.
Yes.
Am I gonna block him?
Rangers, Knicks, and Yankees. Those are his teams. Those are all shit talking sports fans. And like Knicks fans have nothing to talk shit about, but they still talk shit about other teams that are good.
Will you warn Romeo that he might get blocked if the Rangers play the Avs in the finals? I don't want to be mean to Romeo. I like Romeo. But if he is in my mentions, if he's just tweeting on his own, then that's fine. I'm not, that's whatever. If I angry tweet and he is in my mentions, like laughing at me, I'm going to block him. All right. Please let him know that. Please let him know. Do not enter my mentions. Try to make fun of my team when I'm trying to angry tweet about this stuff. I will block him. And it's not personal. I guess it is because I've given him fair warning here, but I will block him if he does that. I'm not gonna let him on the show either. I want to. I'd like to have like a nice friendly conversation, but I'm too stressy with this stuff.
No, he can have a good. If he's on the show, he'll have a good conversation about it. But yeah, Twitter, I'll let him know that you might block him. And JJ, you say you're a Knicks fan, and this makes a whole bunch of sense because you talk trash about my Lakers like you have any right to talk any trash about my Lakers. Like your Knicks fans should just shut up about sports in general. Y'all should have closed mouth, don't get fed. Like y'all, that's how y'all react to everything. Y'all always want to talk about every other team besides your own that is straight up trash. And I'm from New York, so I have every right to say that.
JJ said Caden learned that lesson, Pop. Not bother Jeremy while his teams are playing. Don't do it. I actually messaged Caden last night when we got down like 4-2. Because you messaged me before the game. And you're like, oh, are we like, am I needed tomorrow? Are we talking hockey? And then we were down 4-2. I was just angry. I was like, we're not talking hockey tomorrow. We're just not going to do it. And then after the game, you messaged me back. You're just like, so are we talking hockey tomorrow? I was like, yeah, we'll fucking talk hockey. I'm in a good mood. This is me in a good mood, by the way.
Why not?
This is me in a good mood, okay?
Okay, I want to give a non-hockey related. I got 2 cool Lakers stories for SP3 about 2 important moments. First, in 2019, which was, I think, when the first LeBron year, when they didn't make the playoffs, I was at the game the Nets won where they got eliminated.
Thanks.
but the second one is in 2020 when they had the championship at Disney World. I was at Disney World that week, and I was staying in a hotel that I could see, like, out my window, I could see the arena that they were playing in. So we had the game on, and at the same time, we could watch the game and see the arena. So we were looking at the arena when the Lakers won the championship against my Miami Heat. So it was not happening.
You have a touch. You have a touch for my Lakers. It's either death or desire. Like it's either championship or elimination when Caden's around. I like it.
What's your NBA finals pick, Caden?
It's tied. Is it tied 1-1 going back into Boston?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Golden State. I still have more trust in Steph than I do anybody on Boston right now.
That's fair. All right, Caden. Anything you want to plug? You're going to Dynamite tomorrow, you told me.
I'm not anymore. I was gonna drive 10 hours to Kansas City, and then I realized it's not worth it.
No, absolutely not. No offense to any wrestling. I think it's a very good show, but I ain't driving 10 hours for any of these shows. Okay, sorry.
No.
Hey, maybe it's a pay-per-view or something. That's one thing, but
I don't even get on a 3-hour train ride to go to Long Island for the Long Island show, so I don't blame you.
10 hours.
Am I doing Flightful Select?
What? Oh, sure. If you want to. I forgot that was a thing.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to Flightful Select. Here we talk about all things flights. So I have a flight in about a month. I'm going to Boston. We'll see if my plane ticket gets leaked. We'll figure out who bought that plane ticket for me. We'll see if do I board the plane? Am I going to Boston? Am I really going to go? Who knows? Jeremy, what's your favorite thing about a flight?
I like just sitting at the airport and waiting. I like flying. It's actually fun. I don't mind.
That reminds me of when we waited Saturday night to find out if a certain wrestler would board a flight.
We're not talking about wrestling. Get out of here. Get out of here, Katie. Wrestling on this show.
That was great. That was a great bit.
I'm gonna get on a flight next week. I'm gonna go to Colorado. I'm gonna go hang out with. Do you want to plug anything, Caden?
10 Count Wrestling on YouTube.
There you go. Bye, Caden. Thank you. See you next week. All right. I'm gonna get on a flight next week. I'm gonna go to Colorado. I'm gonna hang out with Will Washington. I'm gonna hopefully watch the Avs play. SP3. I'm gonna be miserable, buddy. I'm gonna be so miserable.
It's gonna be all right. You got the SP3 touch. SP3 touch has been working for the Avs, so it's gonna be good, smooth sailing. Especially if you verse the Rangers. I hate New York teams except for my Yankees.
It doesn't matter who we play. We're gonna lose. We're gonna get swept. It doesn't matter who we play. We're gonna get swept. I hate sports. I absolutely hate sports. They're the worst.
They're in the Salt Bay. The Salt Bay. All over it. All over it, ladies and gentlemen.
Sports are the worst, SP3. Let's talk about The Circle Season 4. We finished it up. We watched all of it. I was glad my man Frank won. Spoiler. Sorry, everybody.
The best winner they could have possibly had. I feel like this is like I would say the first season of the US version where and the UK version, because the UK version
Yeah.
had some horrible winners. Like a catfish won the first one. Catfish won the first one. I forget who. Yeah, the second one. The second one was okay. He was like he had he had cerebral palsy. He was okay winner. So I like that one. The third one had a catfish win because the Manrica was playing like a snake and voted for the catfish to win, basically to beat her. So yeah, I would say this is the best winner of the circle overall that they ever had. Frank was the most entertaining. He was just hilarious the whole season. He played it the right way. So I'm very happy for Frank.
I was worried because I saw somebody tweet about like a catfish winner, and this was before I watched the finale. I thought 100% Amani was going to win, and I was going to be so mad that it got spoiled for me because nobody was really talking about the circle among like on Twitter among my followers and stuff. And I stick to my list a lot of times, so I don't always see like the main timeline stuff. But it was somebody on my hockey list tweeted about like, oh, the circle, like everyone should play as a catfish, like the winner kind of proves that or something. I don't remember what it was, but I thought it was something about like catfish winning. And I was like, oh man, Amani's going to win now. Like I was so mad. So when Frank won, like I was very surprised and very happy that Frank got announced because I thought he deserved it, especially over Amani. I thought Amani played like a fine game. The people who come in late I don't like when they win. Like I like when one of like the original people end up winning because they've been there the whole time. They've survived a lot. Like the people who come in late don't have to survive as much. And yeah, I like when one of the original people win. And I thought Frank deserved it the most by far. I was rooting for him. I was rooting for Yu Ling. I really liked Yu Ling.
Me too.
Those are the top two people that I was rooting for. So I was glad that Frank won. He was great.
Frank was awesome throughout the whole thing. I liked Yu Ling. She had the minor little setback when she didn't vote for Alyssa during the virus. That was like I was like, man, do I like Yu Ling still? But her alliance with Frank and Rachel, they were all real. So I like them, them being a whole unit, even though Rachel was dumb and gave the antivirus to Nathan. And I was like, I just hope
Nathan was the worst.
Man, I had my fingers crossed because you watched it all the way through after the season was done. Me and wifey were watching it week to week. So we had to wait a whole week to find out who Frank picked to not be in the final. And I was like, please, Frank, don't pick Nathan. Don't pick this Nathan dude.
I was so worried. He was going to pick Nathan to be in the final because Nathan fed him that information about Brew. And so I was like, oh, man, like Frank's going to take that and he's going to be like, well, I trust Nathan more and everything. He might rate me higher and whatnot. I was so worried Nathan was going to get picked. But Frank, this is another reason why I like him. He played a real and honest and genuine game. And so not picking Nathan was big. And yeah, I was very worried Nathan was gonna be in the final because of that. He was Nathan's son, dude.
Oh my god, he sucked so much. Like he
played it well. Like I gotta give the guy credit. Like he played a strategic game. He tried to use Nathan to his advantage. I don't really dislike anybody like how they play these games because unless they just completely are like just a dick about things and that is their true personality, then it's like, okay, well, you suck. But this guy, Alex, like he played it. He was clearly just playing game and he seems like a fine guy. And he was just trying to play the game how he thought he could win. And he didn't. And once he didn't, he's like, okay, well, I did what I could. And that was that with everything. But he was awful. He was awful.
Yeah, I want people to play like an honest game and actually win. That's why I really like Frank winning this season because he played it the most honest way he could. He was very genuine. He based it all on your vibe and stuff, and he was just the life of the circle. So I appreciated him winning a lot.
I don't know if you've had this conversation with wifey, but I've had it with the fiance. If you could go into the circle, would you go as yourself? And then if you win as yourself, then like how honest would you be with things? The bigger question though if you win as a catfish and you win single, would you be allowed to like flirt and do whatever you needed to do? Like Nate, because Nathan, Alex, he had a girlfriend. Seems like they were very involved in everything. And she told him, according to him, was like, do whatever you got to do. Flirt. He was over here. He was sexting with Yu Ling.
Yes, he was. Yes,
they
he
were
was.
sexting out here. Him and Yu Ling were 100%. They were sending them pictures and everything. And apparently his girlfriend was like, whatever you got to do to win, go for it. I don't know how they're doing now, but when we were watching it, fiance was just like, I don't know about all of this. Like, if you went in there and we were doing this, I don't know. And I'm just like, if I came home with 150, like 150,000, like you wouldn't be that bad. She's like, well, if you do this, you better win. I was like, yeah, that's a good point. So if you went into the circle, how are you playing it, and how much? If you've had the conversation, how much would wifey let you get away with you? If you haven't had the conversation, how much do you think she'd let you get away with?
So me and wifey did have a conversation, and we both agreed if we went into the circle, we would play each other.
Okay.
I would play her, she would play me, and I told her, I was like, do whatever you gotta do. She didn't give me the clearance to go ahead, but I think she's more comfortable with me going in as her and flirting with a guy than me going in as myself and going playing single. So I think that was the thing we both agreed, where I said, I was like, I think like your face with my personality, we would win all that money. I would flirt my ass off with all the guys, be on the guy side. I'd be starting like the girl chats. I would basically be playing a mixture of how Imani played mixed with the first winner of the UK version. Bring that all together.
We had that conversation as well of playing each other. She wouldn't do the show, period, because she just doesn't like that stuff. I did mention, like, what if I just played you and just all you and, you know, talk about the kids and everything? Like, how would that work? And she's like, if you could pull it off. I feel like I could pull it off to an extent. I feel like playing a girl would be tough because you gotta just know things that you might not know. And if you slip,
you gotta have the book though. Like,
yeah.
That's the thing. That's the key. And you're if they have like the thing that messes up the catfishes when it's a guy playing a girl is the challenges.
Yeah,
the challenges always mess it up. Whether it's like a cake challenge or a makeup challenge or an art challenge, people can tell if it's a guy or a girl based on those things. So that's the real tough part, where I think like conversation wise, I can get the book, get all the information from wifey and be able to look that up and respond well. But when it comes to the challenges, I think that's where I would probably slip up.
I think that the challenges would definitely be tough. See, the fiance is not much with like cooking and baking. Likes to do it, but very just like me, very simple stuff. Doesn't do like a lot of makeup or anything. She's very simple, which is what I love about her. So I don't think the challenges would be too bad, because I ain't going in there and be like, love to bake, love to cook, love to get fancy, dress up and everything, because that's not really her. So yeah. I'm not going to say these things either. So if we have these challenges, I ain't setting these high expectations when it comes to stuff. Like there's famous conversation we had, famous between us, but I was just like, when we started talking early on, I was like, hey, does this match? Like, she was picking out my outfit for actually one of the shows, like the draft show we did. I was like, does this match? And she's like, you do not want me picking out your clothes. Like, I have no sense of like if this matches, if this is going to look good or anything. Like, you should not trust me when it comes to picking out your clothes. And so like that just goes to show, like, again, she's not the type of person who is like, yes, wear this, and this, like you got to be like this. So I wouldn't go in there and being like, I like to do this, and this. That way the challenges ain't screwing me up as much. I think I could kind of do what you were doing, what you said you would do, is like play her, but have mostly my personality with it. Yeah. And because our personalities are very much the same anyway. So there wouldn't be too much of a difference, of a divide there to where I'd slip up in conversation or in challenges.
Yeah, and like my wifey, she's more of like reserved. She's more of like an introvert. So yes. I'm I'm more out there, outgoing. So that's why I said like her face, because she's beautiful, with my personality, that's gonna be like the perfect combination. And like I said, I would do like you said, that I would set the expectations low, because wifey is good with like makeup and with like I've seen her like do cake decorations and stuff like that. The only thing that would be good is that I did work at a bakery, so I would be good. I would tell them like I can decorate a cake pretty well, so I would do that well, and it would come off like, oh yeah, this could be a girl. But yeah, that's about it for me. Like I think I would have to keep it very, very simple with everything else and set the expectations low. So when we get to the challenges, people aren't expecting me to be like, oh, makeup extraordinaire and all this other stuff, because that's like Carol. Like Carol messed up when she told everybody, oh, I'm a great baker. And it wasn't even baking, it was cake decoration. And I know there's a difference between baking a cake and decorating a cake, but not everybody else. When you set the expectations so high, like I love to bake, I do all of this, they're going to expect you to be able to be this great cake decorator. So if your cake decoration is not that great, they're going to be like, catfish.
Yeah. And that's when you get yourself into trouble. Those challenges. Yeah, that decoration challenge with Carol is like, oh man, it's got to be really, really good here. And she did say, like, oh, there's a difference between decorating and baking. I like baking, decorating, not so much. But still, that expectation is going to be set high. When you say you like to bake and everything, people are just going to assume you like to decorate. And I think that definitely slipped her up. Otherwise, I thought Carol played like a fine game. I was really rooting for Carol. I like when there is like a strong catfish from the start. And she did well from the start. Playing someone much older, that's got to be tough though, because then you got to remember like all that kind of stuff. And if you slip up and say like certain language thing, like wait a second, why is a 60-year-old talking like this? That's tough. That can be tough too. Let's get on the circle, SP3. Wins applications for the next season of the circle.
We got to look it up, man. We need to get on here.
Or
we can go in together.
Okay. So I had two things. They have done it where people have gone in together before.
Yeah.
We can go in together. We can go in together, or we need like a secret, a code word. We need like some type of code to where like if the other person is there, then we say this phrase, this word, we use this hashtag, and then it's like, oh, okay. That's him.
FMC.
Yeah. Yes. Just use the FMC hashtag and be like, okay, does anybody else know what this means? And then if you get it back, you know that this person is there. All right. So if you're ever on this show, if you're listening to this and you're ever on the circle, use the hashtag FMC on the show to see if there's anybody else there in the circle who watches the show or is part of the show or whatever. Or if you're just on the show and then you just give us a shout out by using the hashtag FMC, because nobody knows what FMC means. I told you, it stands for whatever you want. It stands for, in this case, it could be for fuck, marry, circle. I don't know, but whatever it is.
First morning circle. There you go.
First morning circle. Like, use the hashtag FMC if you're ever on the show. And then you, at the very least, you're giving us a shout out. Possibly,
me and Jeremy are going on the circle together.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. She said, who we're gonna play?
Who would we play?
I don't know. I told him my idea to play you. He said he would play his monkey.
I'd either play myself or I'd play my fiance.
Yeah.
I feel like we'd have to play a cat. I mean, if we're going in together, we'd have to play a catfish. I feel like we'd have to play like we should play John Cena or something.
Play a celebrity, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
See if we could play like a celebrity. Imagine people they know we're catfish immediately. Like John Cena ain't got time to play. Come on,
no, we gotta play like a wrestler that's not that known, like a MJF, like
MJF is known. We can't play anybody from like
not like it. Man, we're gonna be in the because they try to front like the circle. The U.S. circle is like in like New York or Chicago. It's still in the UK. It's the same. It's the same apartment building. So in the UK, I don't think that people are gonna know MJF like that.
It's U.S. people though.
All right, we'll play Darby Allin.
I don't know if we can play anybody. Maybe. I don't feel like we could play anybody that's on like national television though. Maybe we get away with playing like Joey Janela. I don't feel like people are gonna know Joey Janela.
There you go. Or Nick Wayne. We can play Nick Wayne.
Nick Wayne would be good. Yeah, we could play Nick Wayne.
16-year-old Nick Wayne on the circle. Come on, that makes a whole.
16-year-old.
We both would just act like we were, and when we were 16.
All right, well, this is what we're gonna get on the circle, everybody. This is my goal for the next couple of years to get SP3 and I on the circle as a duo. I feel like we could pitch that, and it might be like it might work. Hold on, apply to be on the circle.
I love this idea. This is the greatest idea we've ever come with.
The circle casting. All right, the circle casting. Circle US. Oh, apply now. It's open. Applications are open, SP3.
Let's go.
Apply for future. Okay. Closing date, the 2nd of October. Okay. All right. Yes, we are 18. We're applying to be on right now. We are a resident or legally reside in the US and Canada. You are not employed or engaged or have not been previously employed by any company within all three. No, I don't know it. No, we're fine. Okay. All right. I'm going to use the name, the email, set up a password. Am I gonna tell the password out loud? Because
no, of course not. People would take it.
Yeah. I'll message you the password.
Cool.
If you need it. Okay.
Yes.
Will you allow this to contribute? Sure. Yeah, you can use it. Yeah, we can use. All right. I'm not a robot. All right. Register. All right. We've registered to be on the circle. Hold on. Okay. Oh, all right. Stop this password stuff. Okay. I guess I got to get my cell phone number, which sure. Okay. I just got the email that I've registered for the circle.
That's awesome. This is the best plan we've ever come up with. Besides FMC as a show, this is the best.
I'm gonna use my parents' address for this. So if they get like a bunch of spam mail and whatnot, it'll go to them. I don't need actual mail coming. Do we have any medical issues? No, not really.
No.
It says mental, like I have depression, but what are your social media handles? Okay.
Give them the FMC one.
Oh no, I'm not gonna give them the FMC one because they might actually want like I'm gonna give them mine because then they'll see like we've got like some personality.
There you go.
How many followers? Yeah, I'm not on like how many followers do I have on Twitter? I got like 6,000 or something. I should give them Sean Ross Saps.
Then they'd be like, oh, we want this guy.
Yeah. All right. I'm not on any of that. YouTube. We're on YouTube. Yeah. YouTube's got a good number of subscription. So.
Yeah. Fightful Overbook. 13K on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Okay. YouTube, yeah, 13.2K. Okay. You are not obligated to complete this section and answer every question. We encourage you to do so to provide as much information as possible. Okay. Do I have to send like a video? Okay. What gender? Male, relationship, in a relationship. I want to like pitch that we want to go in as a team because I feel like this would be a big sell.
It would be. Like, they never had a biracial team either.
Yeah. I gotta be able to pitch this as part of the application here because if they're just trying to take me, I don't feel like they're gonna take just like average white dude. They got enough about those people. Like,
Caden, we are basically applying for the reality show The Circle.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. All right. About you. Tell us a bit about yourself. Okay. Here we go. All right. I would like to enter alongside my podcast co-host, SP3, a straight. See, you got to go with the biracial angle is very good. SP3. If you know a white dude and a black dude, a straight black male. To play a okay. What would your profile be on the circle? Why would you like to? Oh man, this is tremendous. All right. Oh, we gotta send like
Great.
photos and stuff. We gotta send like videos. What is all this? Oh man.
He's like, this is becoming too intricate now.
It really is. No. Well, you can do this. We can do this though. We're gonna 100% do this right now.
Oh, this is perfect because all they can do to us is say no. Like that's that's the worst that can happen.
If I as to play a catfish, we are wrestling media personalities. I can't spell. Who interview and cover pro wrestling and sports and entertainment. It's very short, but that's okay. I'm really trying to sell them on the idea of us as a duo. Have you watched The Circle? Yes. What would your profile on The Circle be? We would play a unknown wrestler. We'll figure out the rest. So I do think we maybe go like we'll figure it out. We'll figure out who we can like use or something. We'll play a I'll say independent pro wrestler. Can't spell independent. We play an independent pro wrestler. That's it. We play an independent pro wrestler.
Yeah.
What'd your profile be? That's our profile.
Independent pro wrestler.
Yeah. He makes little money. Has to work a real job on the side. And it's beat up on the weekends for the love of the game. Cody Rhodes Bob. Right,
yeah, yes. Cody Rhodes.
Like Cody Rhodes.
That'd be the best. And no, we put an old picture of Cody too, not a current one.
What would you do to become the most popular within the circle? What would we do, SP3? Hot dog and a handshake.
Hot dog and a handshake.
Yeah.
We would use our funny personality to get people on our side, and we would flirt. Flirting and being funny. That seems to work very well.
Yeah, really. Flirt a little. Politic. You got to say politic because we're talking about wrestling.
Politic, that is true.
Because that is big in the world of wrestling. We would not job.
We ain't jobbing to nobody.
We would not job to anyone. Why would you like to?
We don't lay down for no man.
Why would you like to be on the circle? We want to win. We want to win. Have fun and win. There we go. Okay. That's why we want to be. If you're not selected to take part in the circle, would you be happy to us for to approach you, discuss the possibility of us using your photos for a catfish? Sure, because it's a dual photo. So if somebody wants to try to play two people, go for it.
Absolutely.
How do you feel about social media? We love social media, I think.
Like if they use one of our photos, did we get paid for that? That would be great.
Really.
That'd be
great. Love social media. It allows us to interact with our friends and supporters, along with promoting our work. Have you had any positive or negative experiences online? I mean, yes, but wrestling fans suck.
that would be the response. That's the best response.
We became friends on social media. Essentially, we became friends through social media and have made lifelong friends on social media, which has been positive. Negative is that wrestling and suck. There we go. All right. We got to do a video, which isn't good. All right, video type. Upload video. I should just submit. Hold on. I'm just gonna submit an FMC episode. That's what I'm gonna submit as the video.
That's the video. That's the video.
I'm gonna submit an FMC episode.
Oh, that might be even better if we played Sean.
Oh, that would be good. That would be really good. I wonder. Yeah, Sean might be.
He's an independent wrestler.
Right. True. Okay. What episode should I submit? Which is the episode I did the PowerPoint? That was a very good episode.
That was 2 weeks ago.
I'm trying to see. Okay, I got it. Okay, all right. I'm gonna submit that one. My hockey rant, I think, is on that video too. That's a very gold video. Okay. All right, headshot. All right, SP3. We're gonna take these photos right here. All right. Let me take the brand away. Take this away. Okay, there we go. All right. All right, smile, SP3. Okay. Took that photo. We're gonna upload it.
I keep saying this, but this is legitimately the best idea that we've done on this show. This is the best idea on Fightful Overbooked ever.
Okay, we need full length photos now. So I'm gonna need somebody to screenshot. SP3, we gotta like stand up and do like a full length like photo here. All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna need somebody to screenshot this. So somebody in the chat, JJ's here. Put like a thumbs up when you have screenshotted, so we know, because we're not gonna have our headphones on or anything. So I gotta be able to read the chat. I guess I can keep the headphones on. Is my camera? Oh, my camera is gonna go like full length. Be fine. Okay. The dumbest idea we've ever had. There we go. Are we gonna do a double pose? Go for it, SP3. Come on, JJ. Hurry up. I forgot it's on like a delay, so. All right, you can pause the video, JJ. Pause the video, get the screenshot. There we go. All right.
He did it.
All right.
He did it.
DM that to me. DM that to me, JJ.
Oh, I need someone to post that on social media too, please. Just tag us, be like Jeremy and SP3's full length photo for the circle, and tag the circle.
I just messaged the fiance and just said, SP3 and I are applying to be on the circle as a duo. Okay. All right.
I love that. One of us have on a Taylor Swift shirt, the other has on a Roman Reigns shirt. This is perfect. Perfect. He says I'm turning that into a meme. Fair. This is fair. That's fair. 100%.
All right. Okay. I got it. Upload it. She just said, "Bring home the money." So there you go. She supports this. There we go. Okay. I said, all right. Next. How did you hear about the application? I Googled.
I watched the show.
Yeah, I Googled and watched the show. Okay. Were you approached by a member of the casting team? Nope. Have you applied to be on the circle? Nope. Have you applied or in the process? Nope. Have you ever appeared on any other TV shows? Have you, SP3?
I was an extra on Law and Order and on Rookie Blue.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Please list. SP3 was an extra on Law and Order and Rookie Blue. All right.
And I was on what's the name of that show? What's the name of the show that used to have the guy from TMZ and he used to interview people in the mall? It was a court show.
No idea.
People's Court. People's Court. Yeah, I was on People's Court when I was 8 years old.
What year? What year were you on these shows, SP3? It needs to know.
Rookie Blue was 2014, and Law and Order, I believe, was 2016.
Assuming no one's gonna know you as an extra from these shows, so we should be okay.
Yeah, I should be fine.
I don't even know if I'm gonna list that. It's like no one's gonna know.
Let me look real quick. There was one more show because I was on it with my friend's dog. What was the show with Ray Liotta and Jennifer Lopez?
SP3, do you have a
Shades of Blue? Shades of Blue.
What's it called?
I was on Shades of Blue in 2017.
Oh, you were completely right about it being in the UK. It says if selected, if selected, you will need a valid passport in order to travel to the UK for filming. Do you have a? Do you have a passport?
Yeah.
Yes, you're in the UK right now.
Exactly.
What's the expiration date on your passport?
2027.
I don't know the expiration date on mine. I'll put 2027. Are you aware of any issues that prevent you from traveling? Nope. Can you let us know of any commitments that would affect your availability to attend the auditions remotely via video call and take part in filming? We don't have any. Should be fine. We'll figure it out. Submit application, SP3. Application successfully received.
We did it, y'all. We just applied for the circle. Yo, we need everybody. We need all the people that watch FMC Weekly, all the subscribers for Fightful Overbooked to vote for us and support us.
I'm gonna tweet this. SP3 and I just applied to be on the circle as a catfish duo. Please tweet at the circle. That's their Twitter. Oh no, what's their Twitter? Circle Netflix Twitter.
Maybe Circle Netflix. I don't know.
At Circle Netflix. Please tweet at Circle Netflix and help us get on the show. Hashtag FMC. There we go.
Oh yeah.
All right, everybody. We need this grassroots campaign to work. Okay? Please support us in doing this. If I come to the UK to film this show, I will see Alex McCarthy and I'll give him a big old smack upside his face. That's what I'm going to do to Alex McCarthy.
And I'm going to be there to record it since no one was there to record me hitting Alex. So I'm gonna the first interaction between Jeremy and Alex in person. I'm gonna record it.
That's a good point, JJ. I should use that photo that you took because that's very good. I'm gonna delete the tweet and I'm gonna tweet it again by adding that photo. Right.
Beautiful. This is beautiful.
All right, SP3.
The greatest idea ever.
If this works, I'd be so excited. This is all I want in life is to be on the circle with you playing a catfish duo. That's all I want.
My wifey just reacted like, "Oh, okay." Like she no-sold me when I just told her. She's like, "Oh, okay. Who would you play?" Some catfish, obviously.
All right, SP3. Where can the people find you at?
Find me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. I'll be back on YouTube at 2:15 p.m. Eastern time with Rick Ucchino for Believe in Pro Wrestling podcast, talking about last night's Monday Night Raw. So check that out. And of course, grassroots, put FMC on the circle.
Use the hashtag FMC. Get SP3 and I on the circle as a catfish duo. Come on, everybody. We got to make this happen. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. More stuff on Overbooked. We've got a couple new shows coming in the next couple of weeks. I'm working on something that I'm very excited about, but I'm not going to say anything until it's actually done because there's a possibility that I don't know how long it's going to take. So I don't want to like fully get expectations like, oh, you said it was going to be on this day. But I'm working on something. I'm very excited. I hope to have it done within the next week or two. All right. Let's get into it, everybody. We'll be back next Monday or Tuesday or Thursday or Friday. I don't know. We'll be back at some point next week for FMC Reminder, in 2 weeks, there's a possibility we could do a live watch along of the draft lottery picks. So we'll do that. Guys, thank you. We appreciate you guys. We'll talk to you guys next week. Bye, everybody.